Okay, so this is the bids overview application. So I did make a database. Started to has all the kind of the structure, but then I realized that it won't really work that well, mainly because we're not really sure what version of Access the client has, um, and if we were to build an adapter, it would have to use one of the OLE adapters that are on the machine, and that's always kind of a problem, making sure you have the right one. Easiest way around that is just to go to SQL Server Express or something like that, or run it all in VBA, and I just didn't want to make that much VBA code in here. So I ended up making this app that's running without a database for now. Of course, the data can be stored in a database. It could, but it seems to be running fairly quick, so I'm not really sure if it's really worth it or how much data you're actually going to try to compare against. So let me show you how how it runs. So you hit the first button is import bid spreadsheets. So you can import all of them, or maybe just the ones that are um, let's say if you're doing GSW, pick just GSW so that you're not comparing GSW against Hooper, or you can select all of them. So I'm going to select just GSW for this case. It takes about a second per spreadsheet to load that data in. So you should see it flicker here. And it's not super responsive while it's loading, but we can definitely improve that as we go on. So you can see, it's the data is there. So once the data is loaded into the app, it's not cached to XML or anything like that. It's just in the app right now. So you can search, for example, for foundation. And if you sort by that, you can see, for example, here's some pricing comparison from GSW and PAR for the same foundation, and here are your costs. So you can just do live comparisons like that for any specific item you're looking for. Breaker, for example. You can see here's your circuit breaker, unit cost, blah blah blah. Anyway, so that's that. But then you can also take the data that it has pulled in and take the averages and apply that to another bid that you may have received. So let's take a look. Like we'll just take one of these other ones, just like one of the GSWs. So you should see it's loading on my other screen here, but as soon as it's done, I'm going to drag it over. So as far as how to display this data, I kind of went around a few different ways, but for now I think just showing the average next to each cost is probably good enough. So here's the output. So this is that bid form. Essentially what I did was I inserted a historical column next to each of the costs. So for example, here's a circuit breaker foundation. Average is about 12,000, and this is a 10,000. So you can see I'm not doing any kind of coloring or anything like that, but just I kind of want your feedback first to see how this is looking, if the data is correct or not. So that's that. I mean, there's some logic we can talk about how this is happening, but yeah, kind of need you to review where it's at for now. I think as far as how we can output this, it's really up to you. It's kind of limitless. I have the data, I can compare it against any other set of data, and whether if you wanted to store this in some other spreadsheet or in some other database or XML file, we can do that too, so that way it loads quicker for next time. But it is what it is for now. Let me know your thoughts. I'll send you the link to the app as well.